Yeah, here, let me check it. Let me check it. I have somewhat service out here, I think.
Hey everybody, you're coming to Colin Brown.
Actually, I don't have good service.
Wedding.
Either of you have cell service out here? Will you go to his channel just so we can get a little preview, see how it looks?
What's the website?
Well, it's on YouTube.
Okay,
Yep.
YouTube.
I love this
I
song.
can play this on the piano. It's in A major.
Good song.
It's a good track.
Good choice.
Yeah, it's fire.
Oh, hey, we're getting comments, so
Okay,
sweet.
good. I think we're good.
you get a nice view of your
This
torso
guy's
right
about
now.
to get married. Look
Okay,
at him.
everybody, thank you for joining in today. We love y'all, but I'm gonna go get ready with the boys, and we're gonna start in about 15 minutes. So, okay.
What's the YouTube channel? Oh, you don't know it? I mean,
Fake fan. Fake fan. Just kidding. Oh, yeah, see, look. We had a, I was like, just bring back I mean, I just got this one. Yeah, man, Sweet. Hey everybody, Colin's about to get married. You might ask who am I? I'm his good friend Scott Slider. I'm the DJ. I'm going to be DJing the party. Stay tuned. It's a once in a lifetime event. I am the videographer. Just so you guys know, we got about 10 minutes. It's 2 5s. 10. All right.
This was like driving. He's like, what's on me? Get off. Thank you. Isn't that the truth? Our decorators. Yes.
Y'all been working. Y'all get a front row seat.
Now later than what we thought, because they just so fast.
No, it's perfect. So, did you bring you like a splash thing? You know, is that you're like Gallagher.
What was it? You would do the watermelon?
That's dating ourselves there, isn't it, Johnny? Cedar Street? Yeah.
How wide?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, Donnie, we did other stuff, but it wasn't stressful. So, yes, but I don't. Oh, you guys, we took care of it. Well, I'm gonna start saying, I said, yeah, you better.
Seemed like you were just doing this not too long ago.
Yes. We Hi, my husband Jody. So Melissa and I talked to her. And then she moved to school. Exactly. I'll follow her. Yes. Shuffling paperwork for a couple of years. Where's the
Higher ground. Church. Come repent. It's a higher ground, and it looks like a church. It's got like a church. This is our first disco church. It's an idea that a year throws
we're ready.
One of them. Yeah, it seems You want to drink already?
I know, and I didn't even have anything in your house.
Yeah, that's why.
And then, yeah, be the Ericsons. We can be the Ericsons. We got 2 more chairs. Are you a friar? I am.
Well, we've been in the family.
Yeah, it's very cool. Cole is more of a friar.
Oh yeah, you were okay. I think it was
You know what? I'll use yours. Like mine was that was really.
I'm at the edge. We got a little bit.
It's better than what I thought it was going to be. I didn't have to wear my second layer. Yeah. Then I'll make a trip to the car. I think so. So maybe not for wedding. Thank you. A year and a half. Yeah. Yes. More and more. You were so ready by the time you finally got to the finish. We were.
Well, they told us to come. We're still shopping.
Following. Yeah. Don't dox me.
Right.
Just grab like
Get some drinks when you're up.
It's not like you mean. I mean like yeah. It's like we couldn't even do things. We don't do it. Huh?
No.
Perfect.
First come, first served. Yeah. No, I'm some shit. It's a good name. I'm sure you've heard of it. Yeah.
The last time I saw you was EA. I couldn't recognize you with the shades on. You're too cool for me, brother.
Hey, you look like Les.
I was just saying we're on the right up, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met Tyler at EAA. Yeah, Quentin.
That's right. I'm sorry. Good to see you.
Courtney and Jessica and Tyler and Kathleen.
I was just there.
Last stream. Just got the
Did you tell her the room was? I don't know. We was pretty older for 2 years.
chiming in, crying.
Did you graduate from
Look at all these people. I haven't yet, but I have been working full time.
It doesn't even happen yet.
I mean, no, of course. I just want to. Yeah, I'm not a bum, but I was a bum for 2 years.
We hung out with Connor at a rec law. Set November.
He was back. I wasn't.
We asked Hit out from everybody and they loved it.
Oh, y'all did a big rotisserie pork too. Oh yeah.
A job at trying to get work at a place like she did Pronouncement.
Yeah.
It was in the making.
There's a lot of competition in these arts. It's a really big barbecue scene.
Black. You better make it good. That's good. So I'm the official taster.
Me and that guy,
Dude, I don't have to grab taste.
he's blessed. Connor and I, when it comes to smoking meats,
As long as I do the
oh my
dishes.
God.
They get
It's like
real
peanut
into
butter and
it.
jelly. It's a perfect combination.
Awesome. She said, this other end's over there.
Oh, it's greasy.
It's a union. So
They're in his true. They're
the
one.
green side is the red side.
Proud. It still comes from here.
What'd you say?
I give her a warning. I'm gonna very loud. So would you?
I might say. Okay, I will.
You're gonna take the fall.
Should take leverage on that.
Like I said, oh, guys. Yeah, Pat told you.
That was Grant. No,
That
he's
was
not
one of
here.
our good
He's not here.
He's not thankful.
Yeah.
He's calmed down. It was really funny, but it was not. I'm guessing it's the white states.
But the thing is, you have to take that guy with a grain of salt. You kind of have to just. That's who he is.
That's so funny.
Hey, can you see that phone line?
Because that, I mean, that's super random.
See all the things popping up?
I'm glad I asked.
We can probably hear you right now. We can talk to us.
What have you been saying? As well. Hopefully nothing bad.
Hello, everybody.
Yard stare.
I'm trying to think of what to say.
I'm Jeff. I'm the officiant today. I'm so glad you're here. Just want to make a quick announcement, and then I'll remind you at the end that when this is over, we're going to have the immediate families stay for just a few minutes so we can get some photos. And then the rest of us, or you, I'll be here for a minute, you can go down that walkway there, and we'll have a little reception area with some beverages. So just kind of know what we're doing there, and I'll announce that again so you don't forget. But at this moment, if you don't mind, would you please make sure that your cell phone's not going to disrupt this once in a lifetime event for Colin and Courtney? And I'll check mine while I'm at it. Thank you. rise with me? Welcome, friends and family. We are here today to celebrate the wedding of Courtney and Colin. We're here to share in a commitment to one another, to offer our love and support to this union, and to celebrate Courtney and Colin as they start their married life together, surrounded by you, the people dearest and most important to them. Courtney and Colin would like to thank you for being here today and ask for your blessing, your encouragement, and your lifelong support for their decision to be married. Wes? Courtney's been your little girl. She's brought you joy and love into your home and to your hearts. Today is a day when she remains your little girl, but she's also created a new family that will enrich your lives and extend your family's heritage. May I ask, who offers Courtney to marry Colin today?
My mother-in-law.
Les? Shanna? Do you give your blessing for this marriage and promise to receive Colin as a member of your family from here on?
I do.
Please be seated. So as I prepared for our time today, I remembered my wedding nearly 40 years ago. Really good advice. It was from my wife's grandmother, Hilda Schmidt, that's a German name. She was probably 106 or 108, at least when I was 18, that's how old she seemed to me. And before the wedding, I had not met her until the wedding, and she came over to me and she pulled me aside and she said, Jeff, I've had a long marriage and I know what it takes to be married. And I said, okay, I'd love to hear. She said, you know, you've heard that marriage is 50-50. I said, yes. She said, and that is completely true. The husband makes the money and the wife spends the money. Things are different now, but you know, 40 years ago. And then the other thing she said to me, she said, Jeff, you've heard that the man is the head. And I said, yes. She said, but the wife is the neck. Whichever way the neck turns, the head must go. And so my advice today is similar to that, but not exactly the same. And I have a couple of things that I want to point out to you, but before I do, I thought there might be some people here today that don't really know you very well, Colin. And I want to introduce them to a little bit about who you are. And Courtney, likewise, there's some family members here from Colin's side that don't know you very well. And so I'll start with you, because ladies first. I asked your parents, and of course I've known you since you were about, I think, 9 years old, to tell me a little bit more about who you are. And one of the things that I hear repeatedly when I ask about you is that you're a little tough on the outside, but you're really tender on the inside, and that you cry like your daddy. But also hear that you don't judge people. Like, you don't look at a guy in an underpass and say, he could have done something different. Why is he here? Instead, your mom tells me that when you were a little kid, you would always say, can we give him some money? And that's a real tender, sweet heart to have. And that's a beautiful thing. But I also hear you're a deep thinker. Like, you really think deep. And one of the things that I really value in a person, and I heard this about you, is that you have a small circle of friends, but you're very close to them. And it's very tight. And you're very loyal as well. And that's beautiful, I have. So I asked your mom on the phone last week, I said, Mary, tell me a little bit about Colin, because it's a good story. She said that you're very sentimental. That you're the kind of guy who at Christmas, you write like these long letters to everyone, right? And that you're encouraging others. Like you're the kind of person who likes to encourage and see other people succeed. And you're very traditional. Like you love your heritage. You love where you've come from. And those things are important to you. And I think that's wonderful. She said that you're like your dad, Jeff, in the sense that you're adventurous. And like Mary, because you're sweet, sentimental, and loving. Also heard that you're a little bit of a celebrity in your high school. That you actually saved the, you made a film about the haunted high school and saved the student newspaper. In some ways, you're a local hero as well. But it's not all good, what I heard. And I think the families ought to know. I personally was a victim of your little prank the time your parents went to Hawaii. I know we got to talk about that last night. But you had a little party and some of your friends came over and the vodka was consumed. And we came over a couple of weeks later to have some Moscow mules that just tasted like ginger beer and water. And Jeff, Mary, you may not know about this, but I learned that not so many years ago, your parents started collecting movie memorabilia. And they bought stuff from different movie scenes, and one of them came from the Inglourious Basterds movie, a pack of cigarettes. And apparently Carl and Colin decided one day when his parents were gone, wouldn't it be nice to smoke a cigarette? And instead of getting one from a friend or a neighbor or a nearby store, they decided to smoke one of the Inglourious Bastard cigarettes. I hope it was very good. So Jeff, Mary, when you get home, you may want to count the remaining number of cigarettes. So you know, you're not perfect. You've got a lot of great things, and you bring those to the table. And you're a part of your mom and dad, and you're a part of your mom and dad. Now you're creating your own new legacy. And you're going to bring those attributes, good or bad, right? Mostly good. And you're going to form a new relationship, a new generation. And I'm really excited about that. So I've been married almost 40 years. Your mom and dad have been married 30 years. Your mom and dad have been married 28 years. And to me, that's such a great legacy that you also inherit from your families. And when you asked me about being a part of this wedding, which I'm so grateful to be, you'd said to me that it'd be nice if maybe I shared with you some of the things that have helped Sandra and I be able to make our marriage last. And so I thought I would. 3 brief things that I think that would be important for you or anyone to know about marriage. So I want to cover those real quick. One is stay close. Hold each other tight. I mean like naked and afraid close. Right? Where they're really cold and they have to really, right? And because if you stay close, then there's less chance of division. You know, there's a term in the military that says divide and conquer. And when there's a wedge between the two of you, and it could be a very small wedge, it tends to grow and grow and grow. I heard a Chinese proverb one time that said, better to carry a pebble in your hand than in your shoe. You may not get rid of the pebble, but at least you don't feel like you do in your shoe when you're carrying it in your hand. So stay close. I said here, I made a little note, said to make it stick, stick together. Maybe you can just remember that today. I want you to take Courtney to the farm at some point. I think she would like that. And I want you to make her a part of your heritage, because I know it's important to you. My wife just put a note in my notes. Thank you, Sandra. You're doing a great job, and you look so handsome. That was number 1. Stay close. Number 2, know your role. So I'm going to give you some things that I think are a role for a great husband. 1, you make her life better, not bitter. Like, when you see something that she needs help with, you step in and you say, let me get that for you. You know, there's some things you can carry that she wasn't designed or built to carry. And knowing your role and stepping in and being there to make her life better, not bitter, is a good thing. The other thing I thought about too was to protect and provide. And I know you both work, and I know that you both provide. But protection really comes from you. You know what she wants to hear sometimes? Honey, how was your day and what can I do to make it better? Maybe you would even say to her at some point, who do I need to beat up for you today? Her knowing that you're here to defend her, to pursue her, to kill her giant and do it for her is really a great thing for you to do. And I think she'll honor that and respect that in you. Also, you should be the one who initiates intimacy. And you need to be the one that comes to her and tries to pull out of her what she's feeling and what she's thinking. You know, women tend to feel, guys tend to think. I think in your case, you both tend to feel, right? So that's probably easier for you than it is for me, because I think Sandra feels. And our marriage counselor, we have him, by the way. In fact, we're seeing him next Wednesday. We've been married 40 years. He tells us all the time, he says, Jeff, if you were more like Sandra, and Sandra, if you were more like Jeff, the world would be a better place. And I think that's true in any marriage. So keep that in mind. And then number 4, this is, it's number 2, but number 4 for you, is to honor her parents. Like, build on the work that they've done. Always consider them in your decisions, like, how do I honor them in this heritage that they've established? And keep them close, but not too close. And then number 5 is don't keep score. You're her lover. You're her friend. You're not her CPA. You saying, well, I did the dishes last night. It's your turn is not the best way to keep her happy. Courtney, wife, I looked it up in the dictionary, is defined as someone who's devoted to one man for life. I could summarize everything I'm about to say in that one sentence. But number 1 for you is be a cheerleader. And I actually did not realize until last night, you've been a cheerleader. So whatever he does, even if he finally gets his pajamas on straight, you know, the button's not misaligned, Hercules, right? Like, it's your job to cheer him on because he has a difficult role, and knowing you're there supporting him, it's going to be something he likes. Cheer him on when he puts his needs, your needs, ahead of his. That's a commitment he's making, a sacrifice, and he needs to know that you honor and validate that. Also, one thing that Sandra did for me, and I think would be great for you to do, is speak forward, not backward. Like, speak to him and in public to others where you want him to be, not necessarily where he is. And when you do that, it pulls him up to where you want him to be. Never, please, never be destructive about him in front of your friends. You don't want your friends telling you, yeah, I agree with you. I think he's, and they start filling in the blanks, right? Like, hey, he's working on it, and I tell you, I know he's gonna get better at this, and I'm excited about him getting better at this, because that's very important to him, and he needs to hear that from you. Show him honor. Honor is very important to a man. Bring him, you drink beer? Okay. Greet him at the door with nothing but saran wrap on, and a beer in his hand. And he comes home every night. Okay? That's very honoring to him. Be a leader, but also a great follower. Like, there's some times where you're going to see that he needs you to lead, right? And there's times where he's going to see that he needs you to lead. But sometimes, too, where being a great follower is important for both of you. And then, of course, like I said to him, I think this is important to you, too, is to honor his family, honor his heritage, honor his legacy, help him try to fulfill a genealogy that's been handed down to him, along with yours, to create something new and something great. Oh, and go to the farm. Seek advice. This is for both of you, from the grandmas. Okay? You have 2 grandmas, 197, 194, and you have 2 grandmas sitting behind you. I think they have a lot of wisdom, and it would be their honor to be able to impart and share that with you when they can. And then lastly, this is the 3rd one, celebrate together. So, you know, marriages work, but you've got to have these incremental places where you stop and say, that was great. We nailed it. We did so well. I'll tell you a quick story. Sandra and I had wanted to buy a house. We've been stuck in a rental house, and our income levels were pretty low. And so we had this idea. We went down to Hobby Lobby, and we bought one of those poster boards. And we drew these checkerboards on it, and we put 100 squares. And every time we put $1,000 into our savings account towards buying a house, we put an X in every one of those squares. And as we started filling out those squares, we started seeing that it was possible. And then we would celebrate. Hey, guess what? We put another X on the square. I won't tell you what we didn't celebrate, but we would celebrate. We celebrated 100 times, let me put it that way, in a short period of time. So, in summary, I guess what I'm saying is, you bring so much already to this marriage. And you have such a great foundation that your marriage is already built on. It won't be easy, but you will be successful. I'm sure of it. And I appreciate you guys working on that and doing that together. So now we're going to take a minute to exchange vows. And Colin, I want you to go first. Come over.
Sorry, this is a little bit of a story. When I met Courtney, I was totally lost. I didn't really know who I was anymore. I didn't know where I was going. But you changed all that for me. Courtney and I first started talking again over Instagram. I reacted to an Instagram story she had posted about Nanny McPhee. And I had no idea that such a small action with a strange nanny would change my life in every way. Fast forward about a month or two, and Courtney and I went on our first date. It was the very beginning of the pandemic, and I took her to a crappy dive bar near my old apartment. We sat and talked that night in the nearly empty, gloomy bar, and I immediately began to fall in love. With every word Courtney said, I began to feel something that I had never truly felt before, something so strong, so powerful, that I immediately knew that this woman was my soulmate. And you don't know this, I actually recorded something that night of our first date that I've never shared with you. I haven't shared with anybody, no one's heard this. So this was when I was in bed that night. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna have our DJ play that really quickly because I sent it to him.
Got you.
Courtney, it's kind of late. I know we had our first date tonight, but I just want to make a mental or like a voice note and say I'm pretty sure I'm gonna marry you. I can already tell that I love you so much. I don't want to sound creepy here. Just in case we get married one day, I just want to make a note and say, yeah, I knew right away. And yeah, so I know I'm probably going to say I love you first, but just in case, I don't want to sound creepy here, but I love you. Okay, well, yeah, hopefully we get married. After that, our love was like a roller coaster. It was fast, it was heavy, it was a thrill. Courtney, you made me feel alive again. You gave me air to breathe. You brought me back to life. You saved me. After our second or third date, we started a streak. So every night for over 2 months in a row, Courtney spent the night at my apartment, snuggling with me in bed, talking about our future together. And I remember one night, Courtney told me after we were probably 38 days into this streak, that she was going to go back to her apartment and spend the night since she hadn't been there in over a month. And I literally called you like 30, 40 times in a row saying, please come back. And eventually, you did decide to come back, and a few weeks later, you moved in with me, and now we're getting married. And time just flies so freaking fast. So, Courtney, I can't even begin to explain how much you mean to me. The words "I love you" just don't do it. They've literally become a part of me. It's strange. I had no idea that love could possibly be like this. And there's so many things I love about you. I couldn't possibly list all of them. You're so kind, so giving, so talented, so beautiful. But what I really love the most about you is that you are you. I wouldn't change a single thing about you, not one. To me, you are perfect. And I didn't even know that a person could be perfect. Trust me, I am far from perfect. So to see a perfect person was like, man. You taught me so many things. You taught me patience, how to really be myself, and you taught me how to actually love myself. So seriously, Courtney, you saved my life. You're the reason I'm here today. And here's the vows. I promise to always encourage you to be your biggest fan, to always cheer you on as I watch you spread your wings and soar. I promise to give you my everything, to provide you with anything and everything you need, and to always be by your side. I promise to pick you up when you're down. I promise to wipe away the tears from your eyes, and smile and cry along with you through any pain. I promise that I will always be a loyal husband, a devoted lover, and a supportive best friend. And I promise to always be the best person I can be for you. I promise to dance with you in the rain, even in the pour. Anyways, that's it. I love you. I love you today. I'll love you tomorrow, and I'll love you forever.
Wow, beautiful.
immediately drawn to him. When you first meet Colin, some of the things that immediately stand out to you is just his hunger for life and adventure. I also noticed that I really admired your confidence. You have an ability to just captivate a room when you were in it. I also love the way that you cared for the people around you. Like your parents said, anyone in Colin's life, he is going to do whatever he can to make sure that you're happy and you have everything that you need. And he's a great friend and an even better husband. I also loved how you just unapologetically yourself. No matter who was around, you don't change, you're just you no matter what. So yeah, those were the first things I noticed about you when I first met you. I always had a big crush, but we ended up we lost touch for a few years. Like you said, we kind of rekindled through Instagram. But when we started hanging out again, I was immediately reminded of all of those amazing qualities that you have. And they're here today, it's just a part of you. It's how you're always going to be. But I remember us hanging out for the first time, and I remember telling my brother and Shelby, like, if I don't end up with him, I'm going to be devastated. Like, I'm going to be so heartbroken. But luckily, that's not the case because we're here today. But I knew immediately after meeting you that there was never going to be anyone that could ever compare. And I'm so lucky to be here. So lucky to stand by you today. Forever. So throughout our marriage, I vow to always love and respect the person you are and to value your uniqueness. I vow to always celebrate your wins and stand with you through your losses. I vow to support you in your work and do everything I can to make your dreams come true. I vow to always adventure with you, dance whenever we can, and have fun no matter what. And I vow to be by your side no matter what life throws at us.
We can actually go home now. We have a couple more things. Can I have the rings? I want to say something about these rings. These rings are made out of precious metals. They symbolize that love is the most precious element in your life together. The ring, if you notice, has no beginning and no end. It's a circle. It symbolizes that the love between you two will never cease. That's what I love about a ring. You place these rings on each other's fingers as a visible sign of the vows which this day you have made to each other as husband and wife. So will you please take the ring and place it on her finger. And as you do, repeat this after me. I give you this ring as a symbol of my love and faithfulness. As I place it on your finger, I commit my heart and soul to you. I ask you to wear this ring as a reminder of the vows we have spoken today. So I'd like you to place the ring on his finger and repeat with me. I give you this ring as a symbol of my love and faithfulness. As I place it on your finger, I commit my heart and soul to you. I ask you to wear this ring as a reminder of the vows we have spoken today. So we're going to have this really cool thing with the tree next. And why don't we have you stand over here, and let's ask the parents and grandparents that are present to come up and join us. Courtney and Colin, today you stand before us ready to share the rest of your lives together as a married couple. But long before today, your parents provided you with a foundation of love and caring, which has brought you to this point. We will start by adding dirt from Courtney's childhood home and, I guess it's the farm, right? Right from the farm? Okay. This dirt symbolizes their family, and it's been through their years as a family and love and support that have helped shape who Courtney is today. A woman who's ready to be committed in a loving marriage of her own. And it will do the same thing with Jeff and Mary. And Colin, would you take some of that water and just help nourish this new tree? And I would say poke your fingers in there, but we won't do that today. Well, listen to this. For a tree to grow, it will need great soil, and you've got that. It'll also need nurturing, it'll need water, and it'll need pruning at times. In the same way, the roots of your heritage are the soil of this marriage. It will be your job to water this relationship, to nurture its growth, give it good sunlight, and to prune it when it's needed. Because of this, your marriage, like this tree, will grow toward the sky. It'll provide shade and shelter for you and generations to come. Parents, you can go sit down. Thank you. So some of you may be aware, but Courtney lost both of her grandfathers this past year. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure that if Poppy was still here, he'd be the one standing in my shoes today. So I know I have some big shoes to fill. Your mom and dad, when they were married 28 years ago, it was Poppy that performed their ceremony. And I asked your mom to go back and watch the video and to get a clip from the blessing that you pronounced over them. Sorry. Because I'd like to pronounce this over the two of you. May God give you, for every storm, a rainbow, for every tear, a smile, for every care, a promise, and a blessing in each trial. For every problem life sends, a faithful friend to share. For every sigh, a sweet song, and an answer for every prayer. Because you've both made it clear today that your intention is to marry and to love each other, and because you've exchanged these rings and vows, it is my great pleasure, by the power vested in me, to pronounce you husband and wife. Colin, you may kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, photos with the rest of you, if you would, in an organized and non-chaotic fashion. Come right to the middle, walk down these aisles, go that direction, and you'll see that there's a little reception area. And we'll deal with it in just a few minutes. Thank you so much for being a part of this important moment in their lives. We're so grateful for your time. Thank you.
That was nice. Oh, they did a great job. What a nice minister. So fun. No wonder he got so emotional.
I'm wondering if it would be a good idea to let them say I also will take it over to them real quick. They over there?
Yes, I'm gonna bring them.
Oh, they're
back
live
up
stream.
here.
They want to, yeah. They've got about 2,000 people watching.
I was like, "Where's the wedding party?" I just saw like all the guests coming,
Oh yeah, they stayed.
and she was like, "They stayed." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Just have them stay now."
Did they go inside?
They're in the bridal suite. I'm just gonna bring them back to
Okay.
start taking photos. So we're all behind. Officiant was a
All right.
Oh, Colin, it's the live stream. Hi,
Oh, hey, everybody.
we're married.
Give me 1 second. I just unbuttoned my pants. I'm using the restroom.
Oh no.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching. We love you guys so much, and we're happy you got to be a part of our day. Let me go.
The comments just keep commenting down the whole time.
I didn't even realize you were live streaming. I was like,
Excuse me, you got a whole ass invitation, okay? No, I didn't get it.
"Yeah, try and keep those double doors closed."
Here, do you want to take this?
Here. I got some tears in my eyes still. Hey, everybody. It's Colin here and Courtney.
Hello, everyone.
We're officially husband and wife.
We're married.
I can't thank y'all enough for joining us on this special day. We love you guys. Oh, here's the rings. It's official.
It's official,
We
everyone.
love you guys so freaking much. Y'all are amazing, and I cannot believe we're so blessed to have you guys out here and
We are.
with us. So we're gonna go celebrate. If you want to rewatch, it's gonna be online. But
Yes.
I love you,
Love
babe.
you. Love
and
you
thanks
guys.
for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Okay, see y'all later.